Today, we're going to talk about why some students have a 25 times higher probability of getting into an Ivy League school. Hi, my name is Eric Eng, and I'm the founder and CEO of Admission Site, and I graduated from Princeton University, and I've been helping students navigate the college admissions process for over 15 years. So today, I'm going to talk about why some students literally have a 25 times higher probability of getting into a school like Harvard or Yale. If you understand how competitive college admissions is, every year Harvard gets over 50,000 applicants, and the acceptance rate is only 3.5%. So if I'm saying a student has a 25 times higher acceptance rate, that really means a student has almost a 90 to 95% odds of getting into a school like Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Stanford, MIT. And every year we work with some of these students. Now, the reason these students are able to get into these schools with such high probability is because their profile simply leapfrogs above the rest. So here's like the rest of the competition, and this is their profile. In fact, I was actually one of these students that got me into Princeton. So I'm going to talk about exactly what these students did differently that allowed them to leapfrog above the rest of the competition. Now, we all know that 4.0 GPAs and 1550 SAT scores literally only scratches the tip of the iceberg. Beyond that, you want to take a rigorous AP course load. So these kids who have a 90% chance of getting into like Harvard, Yale, Stanford, or Princeton, they took at least 8 AP exams by the end of junior year, if not more. Some of them have even 10 or 12 AP exams by the end of junior year, which means you really have to take like 3 APs your freshman year, 4 APs your sophomore year, and maybe 5 APs your junior year to get a total of 12 AP exams. Now, to do that is obviously very, very difficult. You might have to, fight with your school counselor to take a specific AP exam. You might have to self-study for them. But ideally, I would say if you could get at least 8 AP exams by the end of junior year, you're going to be in great standing. Now, beyond the GPA, SAT, and APs, these students are able to really beat out the rest of the competition because of their extracurricular profile, right? They started a game-changing leadership organization or nonprofit. They've gone published academic research in 2 or more prestigious journals like IEEE or ARXIV, the Cornell Research Journal, or the National High School Journal of Science. They attended prestigious summer programs like the Research Science Institute or the Simon Summer Research Program or the Boston University RISE Research Internship Program. They've done research at a university lab, or maybe they were even co-author with a leading research scientist at the forefront of their fields. This is what, really helps these students separate themselves from the rest of the pack. Now, beyond this, they've also done unique passion projects, right? They've really shown that they've benefited their community in a significant way, whether it's through public policy, or whether it's through socioeconomic inequality, or whether it's addressing world hunger or water sanitation or social justice. These students have established game-changing nonprofits. They've done incredible volunteering work, but beyond that, they've also gained regional and national recognition, whether it's the John Locke Essay Contest or the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards or attending the Iowa Young Writers Workshop. These students have really gone above and beyond their peers and received regional and national recognition for their academic and extracurricular work. Now, when it comes to the STEM fields, these students have placed in the USA Math and Physics Olympiad, or placed in the Regeneron Science and Engineering Fair, or competed in the National Speech and Debate Association. These students have really gone above and beyond their regular coursework and their regular school clubs to really showcase their commitment to their community. And so if you ask me, why do some students literally have a 25 times acceptance of getting into these top schools, it's really because their profile is stacked. And we work with these students every year. We coach these students to really leapfrog above their competition. We come up with a study schedule if they want to advance to the USA Physics Olympiad or the USA Computing Olympiad, for instance, or place gold in the USA Computing Olympiad. This is what a really strong profile looks like. Now, you might be asking me, hey, Eric, am I cut out for this? All of this sounds very intimidating. Am I able to execute on all this? Now, I will say that if you want like a 90% chance or more of getting into a school like Harvard, Yale, Stanford, Princeton, or MIT, this is really what you have to do. Some of these students have been preparing since they're even in 5th or 6th grade, where they are really studying and building their foundation in math, reading, and computer science, so that by the time they enter high school, they're already way ahead of their peers academically. I could tell you from personal experience, I attended Princeton. I did the USA National Chemistry Olympiad, also did the Siemens Westinghouse competition. So I know from personal experience what it really takes to get into these schools. And I've seen a lot of college admissions consultants who tell students, hey, if you do passion project, that's going to get you into Harvard. Or hey, if you write an outstanding essay, that's going to get you in Harvard. And that's simply not true. Don't get me wrong, writing amazing essays, that's going to help. Doing an amazing passion project, that's going to help. But for me to say, hey, this student has a 90% chance or higher of getting into a school like Harvard, you really need to build a complete profile. That really means amazing academics, amazing extracurricular activities, amazing personal statements and essays, as well as letters of recommendation and the interview process. Now, the interview process counts for a very small part of this process, but it is still a piece of this pie. And so when we work with students and when we coach students, we're trying to build a complete puzzle. Our strongest applicants every year are stacked with awards, activities, summer programs, competitions, APs. They're literally stacked. And this type of profile, when you look at it, they have a fully complete college application profile. These are literally the brightest minds in America. And I've personally gone through the process myself to get myself into Princeton, so I know exactly what it takes to get into these schools. And this is exactly why some students literally have a 25 times higher probability of getting into a school like Harvard compared to the rest of the population, where the acceptance rates are only 3.5%. So if you want advice and want guidance, but more importantly, how to execute and a real coach to guide your child to get into a school like Harvard, feel free to book an initial consultation with us. We'll walk them through exactly how to do it. In fact, when we consult with students, that roadmap of activities is 10 pages long, single space. This is literally everything that you need to do to get into Harvard. That 10 pages is the strategy, but we also have senior consultants who will work with your child to execute on this strategy. It's strategy plus execution and ultimately positioning in the applications. Now, the reason why when you hear from other college admissions consultants why the essays are important or why the passion projects are important is primarily because those consultants are only qualified to help your child on the essays or on the passion projects. They simply don't have the technical or academic expertise to help your child to develop a complete college admissions profile. And so if you want your child to develop a complete college admissions profile that has a 25 times higher probability of getting into a school like Harvard, Yale, Princeton, or Stanford, book an initial consultation with us today and we'll show you exactly how to do it.